Mhm. Hello, hello, everybody.
Good morning.
Good
Hey,
morning, everybody.
How we doing?
Good. Let's see if you're just joining us, if you can go ahead and mute your mics. We are going to start our call right now. There we go. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure it's recording and everything else is going on in the background. So I've got a couple things going on. But welcome, welcome. This is Think Like a Pro call with 6 elite leaders that have joined forces crossline to bring you a training every single week and share with you guys some of the things that we are most excited about and what's changing our lives. So, all right, trying to get a call in. So, all right, guys, I am very, very excited. Thank you to all of my co-hosts for helping me keep everybody quiet. Got a couple hot mics. Let's see. Hang on, I got something going on in the background. Okay. All right. My timer with the music started over again. So I heard the timer going off. I didn't want the background music going on for you guys. So awesome. So this is Think Like a Pro. We follow the 4 agreements books and we want to share on those. And tonight we are going to have 5 of us sharing about the ITT system. So your 6 leaders are myself, Vandee Flake from Arizona, Kai Hayes from Austin, Texas, Dr. DeLucia from Florida, Sonny Belanger from the great state of Louisiana, and Debbie Kral, there she is, okay, also from Florida. So guys, it's a great, great group of leaders, and it's really, really awesome that we have everybody going there. Thank you. I think Greg is back there making sure everyone's muted for me. So I am excited, you guys. A couple of things is, don't forget, Saturday is LifeVantage Academy. Salt Lake in person is already sold out, but make sure you can still catch it virtual. If you're anywhere near the Phoenix area, Phoenix will be live. And also Orlando, Florida will be live on Saturday. Guys, those LVAs, those weekly Saturday trainings are really what changed my life in the business. July, we have Elite Academy. It will be a virtual event also. Ticket prices went up to $89, you guys, but don't forget, all of your training costs can count as business expenses. So get your tickets, take your notes, get your babysitters, and pay attention. Even though it's virtual, treat it like a real event. It will change your life if you treat it like a real event. And then convention is in Salt Lake. There are only 2,500 tickets available for people that want to be there. And then the rest will have to be virtual. So make sure you get your ticket and get to Salt Lake, because convention is going to be awesome. And it's going to be so amazing to be together. We were in Phoenix last month, you guys, and it just was amazing. Like, back together, the feeling was awesome. The training was phenomenal, and it will change your business if you take that to heart. So I am going to turn the time over to Miss Debbie Kral. She is going to be training on the invite, and then followed by myself. I lost my tag again. I got too many tabs open and things going. So I'll talk about presentation. Dr. Jean will talk about the importance of third party. Sonny is going to talk about the importance of follow-up. And then Kai will talk about closing tips. Get your pens out, you guys. This is a training you don't want to miss, and it's going to be awesome. Debbie, to you.
Hey, thank you so much. Appreciate the introduction. And Vandee is so right. If I hadn't gone to my first convention, I would not be in the business. I take the products forever, but you go there to build belief. And even as today, 8 years, never missed an event, you do keep building it. It's just amazing to what we have. So welcome everyone, and thank you for taking some time this evening. The invite, I think, is probably the very most important skill that we can learn, because if we aren't inviting the right way and having some success, we don't have to worry about doing a presentation or closing or anything else. So it's the most important thing that we can learn. It's also going to be the most terrifying, because it's the first thing that you've tried to do in the business. And most of the time we're not good at it in the beginning. We actually stink at it. And then we get upset with ourselves, but we shouldn't. Anytime you do anything that's new and you've never done it before, don't expect just incredible, amazing success to start with. There are some things that we can do to help ourselves get better and just get prepared for it. So just know that every single one of us that's doing this for as many years as we have, it's all because it was hard in the beginning and we just didn't quit. We weren't going to stop until we got it right. So this is the number one thing that you're going to have to master this business. So I'm going to take a minute and talk about mindset. A lot of people don't think, well, it's just an invite. What's the words? Just what's the words is not nearly as important on how you get ready to say those words. So if anybody's ever heard mindset again in this business, put a 1 in the chat, because your invite is always going to be about your mindset. So I always do my goals, and it sounds kind of crazy. We're still trying to get to the invite, but you know, new people, they sit down and they take their phone and they don't have any goal of what they're going to do. It's just, I have to call somebody. And it's a little deeper than that. Don't worry about who you're calling. Don't so you can get everybody on a chicken list first, because then you really won't do it. Just call some people that are your friends that aren't going to bite your head off, even if they say no, because this is a practice for you. It's a skill you're going to learn just by doing it. There's not one of us that can do this for you. So my goals are, I would say 1 a day. Do 1 a day, or you can do more, but just think at the end of the month, if you'd put 30 real invitations out there. And I think the key is doing it daily, because what we have to do is learn how to be good, and then we have to stay good. And we stay good by doing it every day. We know daily activity is what's going to make us way better than trying to do 7 presentations or 7 invites in 1 day, because we have 6 days to get rusty. So just, I'll tell you, your mindset needs to be, how many are you going to do for the month? I back mine down to how many am I going to do for that day? And that's a little easier bite to take. So you have your list on how many people you're going to connect with. And then it's like building a house. You've got to have that blueprint first. You got to go block the time out on your schedule. When are you going to do this? I mean, how many are you going to do? And then when are you going to do it? Are you going to do it and you're going to take 15, 20 minutes to do it? Maybe do a couple of them? Are you going to sit there for 30 minutes and scroll before you can pick one person out? Just treat it like a business, like you're getting paid by each. So before you invite, you get prepared. And I think the most powerful part of this is the practice part. So when I'm training a new distributor, they're going to have to practice first. I'm going to do a short invite for you in just a minute, but doesn't matter what it is. I say very few words. I kind of found the less words I use, the less questions I get. And I like that, because I want to answer those questions with a video. So new people, or even the old people, if this is hard for you, take a little piece of paper, put a little smiley face on it. I want you to go to your mirror and put it on your mirror, because a lot of times when we're making our first calls, we sound terrified. You would think we're in front of a firing squad. When you're asking somebody that's your friend and you're so afraid. So remember to smile when you're talking to people, when you're giving that invite out. So now you've got your paper, you've got your list, you got your smiley face, and now I want you to turn your phone on to voice record. And I want you to say this short invitation out loud 3 times without stopping, as you're looking in the mirror and smiling. First time, you're probably not going to be smiling. The second time, you might not. But when you can smile and say your invitation, it will be way more powerful than just getting on the phone and stuttering and. So mine is always short. It's like, hey, thought of you today. I've got some information you need to know about. I didn't know how to get it to you. Email or text. That's it. That is what I use about 90% of the time. I don't want to say, wow, I've just found this amazing product and you're going to really love it. They're going to go, what is it? And how much is it? And what's the name of the company? And is this one of those things? I bet I have not heard that languaging. How much is it? Or is this one of those things in years? Because I don't use the word product. I don't use the word opportunity either. Even if it's somebody I know pretty well, as soon as I put something out there like, hey, you know, you're always open like I am to things. So I've got something I want to show you. I don't say, hey, I just found a business opportunity that will blow your mind. Well, what's the name of the company? I get into this list of questions. So I'm not that smart to answer all those questions, and that's not our job anyway. Our job is just to get information in front of people. And we do that by a third party. It's the tool we use. So mine is very, very simple. I'll give you a few things that I do say. It's almost all pretty much the same. Found some information I think you need to know about. Say something like, you know, the other day you were sharing a problem with me. You know, I think I could have found a solution for you. So I've got some info I want to send to you. Do you want to get that email or by text? Well, what is it? Well, it's something that I think will pertain to what we were talking about. So I just want to get the information to you. Well, can't you tell me what it is? No, I've really got to run and it's pretty involved. But just to see if it's something that you're going to be open to. So would you want to get that email or text? And that's as simple as mine is. Simply because I want to get off the phone in a hurry. You need to be urgent when you do this. You might start the conversation off with, hey, I just got a minute, but I wanted to touch base with you and get some info to you. And I didn't know how you wanted to receive that, email or text. If you've already told them you're busy and they start asking questions, you say, look, I got to run, but I want to get those answers for you. So how can I get that to you? So I'm a pretty simple person. Like I said, I don't use the word product. I don't say the word opportunity. Now, if it's somebody that I know well and we're always talking about opportunities, well, that's a different story. But then you might can say, hey, you know, I ran across something that I think you'd be interested in knowing about. I still don't use the word opportunity. So many times opportunity is tied into so many other things. And then when you get good at doing that, I really like doing voice text. It's very quick. You don't get hardly any questions on that. When you do a voice text and you can sound confident, hey, found some information we were talking about the other day, want to get it to you, email or text, because they can hear your voice, hear that you're excited. So don't be terrified, just learn the skill. And I thank the opportunity for getting on. And I think Vandee is fixing to bring it in.
There we go. Sorry, I got one too many things going on. And let me spotlight. Oh, I got to remove the spotlight. Hang on real quick. There we go. All right, everyone. Welcome, welcome. I'm excited. So I'm going to talk about presentation tonight. And again, I try to keep the presentation with all of this great information. But when you're first starting out in the presentation, there's 3 things you really need to know. Okay. Your goal is to tell your story, which you know, to tell the company story, which you know, and you can even just use like the Nerf 2 science video. You can even use the ABC Primetime Investigative Report to help you tell that story. And the third thing is to tell how we get paid. And you guys, when I'm starting off with somebody, especially in the beginning, I kind of keep it simple. LifeVantage pays you so many incredible ways, but I keep it really, really simple. Now, if drop a 2 in the comments, I think that's the number we're on now. If you guys really like the PowerPoint that we were using in the Level Up Your Life Facebook group. If anyone like that, let me know and I will drop. Okay, and did. So I'm going to drop you guys a link so you can download that PowerPoint so you can do it for your own people. Now, this is not, I still, to this day, you guys, I don't do the presentation myself. I still get somebody else to do it for my personal invites. And the other thing I have learned a lot, especially from Erica and Rachel and some of the other trainings, is when somebody tells me I want the product, I don't say, oh, no, you need to see the whole thing first. I get them ordering the products, and then I ask them, hey, do you have any interest in seeing the rest of the story or how we get paid? And that's a great question. Does anybody, and we've done that and had that done at groups. When somebody shows up, have you guys ever had a new distributor, especially, seems to do it, and they're like, I only want you to talk about Protandim. I don't want you to talk about the business. And sometimes I just tell people at the end, I'm like, and if anyone wants to know how I get paid on this, let me know. And I always get questions on that. So it's just a great, simple way to do that. But here is, whoa, where'd you go? All right. I told you guys I've got way too many things trying to do at the same time here, because I've got this meeting streaming live. I've got a recording so we can put it up on the YouTube channel. And so I'm just trying to make sure I've got everything coordinated there. But really, you guys, that's all the presentation is. And if you are using the PowerPoint, you guys, I'm going to share my screen really quick, maybe. There we go. Okay. If I can get this one opened on time. I was trying to do one other thing, and then I was trying to find the link to share the whole presentation with you guys before I did this, and now I'm not finding the PowerPoint where it went. There it is. Okay, back to Zoom. I'm not going to go through the entire thing with you guys. Okay. All right, give me a 3 in the chat if you guys can see my screen there. So when you're doing this PowerPoint, you guys, you don't want to go read every single slide for them, okay? Until life vanished, there was no solution, no amounts of fruits, vegetables. You guys don't want to read that. The PowerPoint is simply to keep you on track and help you guys with what's going on in the background. If you guys see this one, I'm like, you guys, until life vanished, there was no solution. Boom, to effectively lower oxidative stress. You guys, here's what Protandim does. I pick one of these. It lowers oxidative stress by an average of 40%. I don't read the whole slide, okay? These are all the independent journals. Don't make this presentation 2 hours. These are the patents, keep it simple. Now this slide I read because I think this slide is one of the most important parts we can do. But make sure when you guys are doing your presentations that you don't, especially if you're using the PowerPoint, you don't read the entire PowerPoint word for word. Pick 1, maybe 2 points off of it, share that, and kind of a little bit about it if it's important, but just go through it really quickly, because it's always easier to go back and answer questions at the end than to have somebody falling asleep in the middle of your presentation. Because I promise you, we had that happen. 2.5-hour presentation with no PowerPoint. The guy was just talking. Lady almost fell off the bar stool. Seriously, because she had fallen asleep. So keep them short, keep them sweet. It's your story, company story, and how you get paid. Keep it simple. And like Debbie was saying, practice in the mirror. Your dog should hear this presentation 10 times before you do it for anybody else. And record yourself, you guys. It's easy to get into Zoom and record yourself. And then you can go back in and see how you did and learn about it. I sit down with that PowerPoint and listen to all of the Pro 10s and the Facebook group, and I take notes. And then I go back in and revamp my PowerPoint and make it better. And that's how I am doing that. So I'm going to pass it over to Dr. Jean for third party.
All right, let me unmute. Hi, everyone. Thank you, Vandee. I guess I was not the best third party person when I started. I saw this. I saw that ABC News video. I got excited. I read everything I could on oxidative stress, NRF2, Protandim, and I started saying it to everybody. I had to tell all my friends and family. Well, as soon as I did that, of course, especially my family, I got shot down, especially when I came to them and said, what a great business. My sister goes, oh, you're going to be one of those dreaded network marketers. You're going to lose all your friends. Nobody will answer your phone. And I thought, wow, not what I expected. So I was a little shocked. I expected more respect from that, but my family doesn't respect you as the doctor. You're the kid that they used to have to bail out all the time. So that's what they look at. I had to go buy a smartphone. I had an old flip phone. Had to buy a smartphone. I had to have my son show me how to turn it on and use it. And then I had to learn how to do a three-way call. I had no idea what that was. So don't be ashamed if you don't know how to do that. Learn to do it and practice it. That's really what I tell people. I did find finally, when I figured that out, that ITT, an invite to a tool, which I was good at showing the video. I wasn't very good at inviting it to a teammate or somebody else, but I started doing that, even though they may not have known as much as I did about the products. It's somehow magic, I think, when somebody hears it from two people and not one. It seems to validate it. It seems to be real when they hear it from two. So I would use people, and I had much more success doing that. So I am at this point, I'm probably 95% of the time I'm doing the validation, because everybody calls me, especially for someone that's in the medical profession, and I end up doing validation, which I love to do. I do tell people when I do get a new distributor, part of this is I do want to put them in a group text, a group messenger, somewhere if they have a third party validation that they need. I just have them text something out. Hey, need three-way call in 10 minutes, assuming somebody's watching a video that they sent them, or need a third party at 4 p.m. And somebody will answer back in that group text. It never fails. So that probably is the easiest way for people to be able to do that. I like to, if someone can tell me ahead of time what they've shown the person, what tool they used, it helps, and what the person has an interest in. I don't always get that. Sometimes I just end up need a three-way call right now, and I get on and, hey, this is so-and-so, this is so-and-so, okay, and that's it. And then I've got to start questioning that person on, what have they seen? What do they like about it? What do they do? Their health. And I'd rather not have to do that, because it kind of wastes a little bit of time. So if the person can give them a warning, give me a warning, or whoever you're using for that third party validation ahead of time, that helps a lot. When you do introduce somebody, if you're going to be that go-between your prospect and the validator, please build up that validator and say, hey, this is my mentor, this is my friend, but he's an expert or she's an expert at this. And I just wanted you to know a little bit more. They're very busy, but they've got 5 minutes they can give you. And then build the person up that's the prospect also. That's huge. When they hear that, hey, this is Jane. She served me last week at the restaurant, and I found that she was very bright, intelligent, hardworking, and a go-getter. And I just wanted to introduce her to this. It helps that way tremendously. Any little information helps. So as the validator, I just want to tell them a little bit more about whatever their interest lies. If it's in better health, if it's in a business, I want to kind of stress that part of it. When I am done, what I really try to do is I really say, hey, can you do what John just did? Well, yeah, John had me watch a video and talk to somebody else. I can do that. And I tell them that's our system. That's exactly the way we do things. That's what we teach. And then anybody realizes that they can do the same thing. If they start spouting off about nerf 2, nerf 1, oxidative stress, those people glaze over and say, I can't do that. And they won't join you. So I find it's a lot easier to say less, like Debbie said, the less you say, the better sometimes. The other thing I do tell people, if you're introducing a prospect to a validator, please, once you introduce them, shut up. Don't keep talking. Don't talk in the middle. Listen, you'll learn if you listen. But that's they did their job. That's it. So you've done your job. You've introduced your prospect to the person you want to validate it. And then That's it. Don't talk in the middle of it. Don't interrupt. Don't ask questions. Don't make comments. And I think if you do those things, you are much more likely to have success. If you can, and I get this myself all the time because people always want me to talk to other medical professionals, and that's fine. So I do that quite often. If you know somebody that is like-minded, whether it's maybe the same profession that you can get as a validator, that's even better. Maybe even the same disease. So, you know, whatever it might be, I think that's the main thing. Let me see if there's anything I missed. Anyway, that's about it. So, but commit to doing that. Use that third part of that ITT. You'll have much more success that way than if you try to do it all yourself. I do. I'll turn it back over to you.
And I think we have Sonny next for following up.
You're muted, Sonny.
Okay, how about if I unmute? I had a good conversation with myself, a very good conversation. First of all, thank you guys for inviting me here. Appreciate all the presenters that went before me. You guys are awesome. I bow down to you. You're my idol. Before I get started, just let me say this. Cheers. And I do that because I just want to tell all of you, every one of you, you're on the right track. Good or bad, you're on the right track, okay? The good part is you're on the right track. The bad part is if you're just sitting still and not doing anything, you're going to get run over because this train is coming. It's coming fast, and it's strong, okay? I'm a little more excited than I am usually. I just got back Sunday from a trip to corporate. I was at corporate for 4 days. Guys, when you guys get a chance to see our new corporate headquarters, you're going to be blown away. We went on a corporate tour. Like I said, we were there for 4 days, corporate tour. We ate dinner and lunch with corporate. We had a lot of one-on-one time with these guys. And it was just an amazing trip. Steve Fipes was there with us the whole weekend. Justin Rhodes, Dr. Brian Dixon. Guys, it was an amazing trip. So I hope all of you get a chance to go to corporate soon. You're going to love what we're doing and what's going on in LifeVantage. Okay, let me get to what I was asked to talk about. The follow-up. Guys, we all know that everything is important. Our introduction, our presentations, our close, you know, everything is important. To me, and again, this is me personally, fortune is in the follow-up. And I'm all about the fortune, okay? I love helping people. I love our products. But doggone it, yesterday was a good day. The 15th of the month is a good day. Now, I love this part of fortune being in the follow-up, and I love doing the follow-up because I was on both ends of the follow-up. So what I'm going to tell you guys is strictly from experience. This is nothing I've read or somebody told me or anything. I'm going to tell you my experience with the follow-up. Okay. I can't see all of you right now, but I'm sure if I would ask to raise your hand, if I tell you how many of you on this Zoom would love to have a Tory Hill in your organization, have a Tory Hill to be your downline, Tory and Tim Hill. Well, this is something I'm going to kind of use for follow-up. I personally followed up with Tim and Tory Hill for 5.5 months. 5.5 months. Was it worth it? You guys have no idea how much. Not only have I gotten unbelievable friends and family and co-workers, but the relationship we have as family. And Tori Hill and Tim worked their butts off like nobody else. So was it worth my 5.5 months of follow-up? Now, I did it different ways at different times, but guys, the fortune is in the follow-up. Myself personally, when I told you I was on both ends of this, Fred Graves followed up with me for about 3.5 months. For whatever reason, was just kind of hard-headed, skeptical for whatever reason, but he never stopped. He never gave up on me. And I have Fred and Casey to thank where I am right now. And I appreciate what they, and I'm sure if you ask Fred the same thing, was it worth 3.5 months of following up on me? I think he would say yes, yes, yes. So what's the key? The key to following up? Well, first of all, if you're doing a meeting with somebody, you're going to want to follow up with them immediately after the meeting. Right after the meeting, you'll go to them. We've always heard the meeting after the meeting is the most important, and it's so true. Invite them to join your team. Okay. A lot of people have problems doing follow-ups because they don't know what to say. They're not sure how long they should wait. Or I'm gonna tell you what I've always done. I've always left them with a little question to where I could follow up with them. Or I tell them when I leave them, listen, I want to keep in the loop. If I ever hear anything else going on or something new with the company, I'm going to call you. I would set up times to follow up. I kept in touch with all those that I do. Now, I'm telling you this, you just heard two great cases or examples of following up with me and Tori, but not everybody's going to do it, guys. Statistics, and I'm going to read these statistics to you. 48% of people will follow up one time. 1 out of every 4 will follow up 2 times. 14% will follow up 3 times. 12, 4 times. 5% of people will follow up 5 times or more. So what does that mean? What does that mean for us? Well, it means that if you're not following up a lot, you're missing out. 80% of all sales are made after the 5th or more follow-ups. So guys, I want you to understand how important it is to follow up. You know, I mentioned to you, the beginning that we're all on the right track and this thing is going. Guys, don't ever lose sight of what we have, okay? We have the most amazing product, okay? We have a company, and like I said, I got a real good tour of it, got to listen to to Steve Fife and listen to his vision, Justin, Dr. Brian Dixon explaining all these things. Guys, it was an awesome trip, but don't ever forget what we have here. And I'm gonna leave you with this. I feel like we've had an unbelievable run in LifeVantage. I feel like with this pandemic and all, we've kind of been in a little halftime or whatever. I don't feel, at least I haven't worked as hard as I should. But I'm going to put on my coaching hat right now. And I'm just going to tell you guys, how you respond in the second times determines your future or determines your success. It makes you who you are, or it makes you who you become. So take advantage of what we have, and let's all run with this great company that we're all involved in. Okay, I'm going to stop here. I could go on forever, especially with my excitement from corporate and being at the headquarters. But I'm going to bring on next Miss Kai Hayes, and just let me tell you, give her a proper introduction because I love this lady, absolutely love her. Pro 8, she's an author, she's a people person. And the most important thing, and probably the best thing I can say about Kai, is she cares and she loves people. And to me, you cannot say anything better about a person. Miss Kai, I turn it over to you.
Chief, thank you so much. Oh my goodness, what a humbling introduction. I love you, Sonny, and it's an honor to be here with you guys, to work with this such amazing elites, Vandee, Jean, Debbie, and of course, Sonny, Belanger, our newest addition to the family. Thank you so much, Sonny. And I'd like to acknowledge my friend Tori is here. Tori, hello. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us tonight. So my topic tonight is when to close, which is another important skills we ought to learn, you guys. But just like all of you, we each had our own frustrations. It took us days, weeks, months, even years to correct the errors of the past. And sometimes we think we're doing it right, but we are not. Until we realize we ought to listen to our mentors, and until we decided to implement the right principles and behaviors, guys, I'm sorry to tell you, but that we will fail over and over. So success happens to those who are willing to be coached. Therefore, network marketing requires humility. Okay, so I've got here 4 most common questions on closing. Number 1, what is the best way to say in order to close? Well, granting ITT is discussed. It's time to go for a close, right? And I understand that closing can best learn by doing several ITTs. So you need to practice ITT consistently enough to better identify if it's time to go for a close. Thus, 15 or more presentations is a must. And until you learn how to set the time and date, no exposures are going to take place, you guys. So the clever way to do it is that right after your presentation, you or your third party must ask, what do you like best about what you saw? Do not ask, what do you think? Instead, ask them, which part do you like the best? The product part, the business part, or both? Which part fits your lifestyle to become a customer, or begin slowing down your aging process, or become a distributor and enjoy the array of products of worth $2,000 for only $1,250, one-time investment fee. Just ask freely, you guys, and then be ready. Be knowledgeable to explain the 3-pack selections and state the values. Okay, I will repeat. State the values and differences of each packs and allow your prospect to pick out which pack they are comfortable with. But for me, I normally assume that they are ordering the product when I hear them say, I like the product and I want to try it out. So that's a sign. And I would go for a close and say, since you said you wanted to try the product, then let's set up your customer subscription account and enjoy, again, value, and enjoy the wholesale rate and free shipping. That's closing, guys. And being an expert, I'd say, allow me to recommend the products that would fit your needs, okay? I'm not just signing up an NRF2. Yes, we did focus on NRF2, but you know what? Try to upsell products, right? So I would recommend, since I'm the expert, I would recommend, additional products that would fit their needs, and they can just say or no. But I will always ask. That's how you close, because you're the one dribbling the ball, right? You gotta get that ball away from the prospects. They're the ones dribbling when they're watching the presentation, right? But you gotta get that ball, because once you get that ball, you're the one dribbling. You're in control, and you're gonna want to shoot that ball. Shooting is closing, equivalent to closing. Okay. Always ask question and get their confirmation. Their yes, then begin processing the order. Don't waste time. Fill up the online questionnaire and ask them what credit card they are they going to use, Visa, Amex, or Discover. Don't ask them if they want to sign up. Do you want to sign up? No. Avoid these questions and keep your posture and pull up your website and begin typing unless they tell you not to process the order yet. Then, of course, you stop and respect their request. And then try to circle back to answer more questions, because I believe the reason why they're not going to try and process the orders, because they still have some doubts. They still have some questions around their mind that you needed to address with your third party or yourself. Okay, but your third party is the best person to do this. Now, be proactive. After all, both you and your third party will hear and see those stop signs. If they're not ready, then they're not ready. But it was your role to always try to go for a close, because it wouldn't hurt. It wouldn't hurt you. It's your job. Again, it's your job to ask and pop that question. Because when you don't, you'll never sign up customers nor distributors. It is uncomfortable, yes, because you don't want to get rejected, right? But get used to it and develop a thick face. Besides, the only way to feel comfortable is improve your posture in closing arena. You know, that is what you do. Present, 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 address concerns, then pop that closing question and seal the deal. Now, for the distributors, when your prospect gives you a go signal, especially when they say, yes, I want to do this, oh, how can I start? I simply say, great, let's set up your account then. That's closing. Let's set up your account then. And ask them, what name would you like to be? Would you like this to be? Get their address, start filling up the online form, social security, ask them what you if they want to use a MasterCard, Visa, or Discover card. And when they feel that you are confident and committed to make them succeed, okay, when they feel that you are confident and you are committed to make them succeed, they too will be confident about joining your team. They would be excited. Okay, again, simply say yes, great, let me help you get started. It will take about 10-15 minutes to set up your account, pull up your website, fill up the form, and tell them it takes 3 to 4 business days to receive your products, and then we can get started and get you trained ASAP. Then I also set up the training date and I make it fun. Okay, so next question, how do we know it is time to close? So when both of you, including your third party validator, are feeling positive about working together and what you all hear are positive words and excitement, that is when all the questions, objections, and doubts have been fully addressed and everybody are ready to move forward. That is exactly the perfect time to close. So, ergo, you've got to be a good listener, okay? A good listener. Next question, how to address these objections? Number one, I have no time, I have no money. Okay, you're just gonna say, these are just some examples, but there's a lot of ways to address this, you guys. I know how you feel. I felt the same way, but one thing I realized, if we don't take the courage to make a change, now I'm afraid we will be where we are right now in the next 2 to 5 years. We will have no time because we will be working 2, 3, 4 more jobs until we drop dead. And no one's going to pay our bills if there's something bad happens to us, right? Second, I'm not a salesman. Good, because if you are, then we will have to retrain you. Because the big thing that I've found out in this concept is that we love to work with people who rather wants to help solve problems. We want to help people who loves to listen to people's pain and loves to help them find answers to their problems. Not a salesman, because most people don't want to be sold. Once they smell your sales breath, they will run away from you. Okay? So third, I don't know a lot of people. Well, if I tell you that it's not about you, it's about someone who knows someone who can connect you to this opportunity. And if you know only 10 people, that's good enough, because your one person might know 100 people, your second, 300, your third, 500, so on and so forth. And besides, there's a lot of fish in the ocean. We can all make new friends. And you think you know a lot, but then you check the self, you don't know a lot, but then you check your cell phone, you'll find a ton of people or persons you know. And besides, tell them that we shall give them a memory jogger. So they can basically remember people from work, from community, families, anywhere, sports, okay? And then another question, how to close without sounding too pushy? How to close without sounding too pushy? Well, it's simple. You just simply say, did we provide all the answers that would help you get started? That's not pushy, you guys. Always compose your questions on a positive note. It's all about the art of communication. Number one, be sincere, be committed, be trustworthy, and be dependable. And finally, if you can't close on your first touch, provide them more information, such as videos, sample products, perhaps, if you can see them in person. Invite them to Zoom meetings, and then go for a close. The second touch, go for a close on the third touch, go for a close on the fourth, fifth. Just like Sonny said, follow up is where the fortune is. And then most importantly, stay friends with them. Okay. So I'm going to give this back to you, to our host, Vandee Flake. Hope that helps.
There you go. One too many buttons going on today, guys, but I hope everybody has found some value in this training tonight. You guys, I hope that everybody is took some notes. And the most important thing, you guys, is to go and take some action from what you've learned. Because this business, there's two things you have to do every day in this business. You have to learn and you have to invite and do the activities. Because if you're not doing them, you're trying to ride a unicycle, and you need to have both or else to have success in this business. This business is, it's not easy, but it is simple when you just follow the steps. So don't overcomplicate it and go get it done. Get registered. And I think that's a wrap. I think we got all of our announcements out. So you guys, we will see you next week. It'll be another great call. So go in there and go out and do something. So next week you guys can tell us and we can announce who's been in the pool and everything else. Love you guys all. Thank you for joining us. And that's it. So
Thank you, everybody.